Okay, what's up? Myself, pretty much, because I'm doing this as my journal entries instead of writing, because writing takes forever, and I could talk my head off for 5 hours, but I'm going to condense this into about 5 minutes, maybe. Probably end up being 55. Okay, so, I decided, well, here I am in the Bahamas. Here's Beijing's backyard. Here is the beautiful ocean that I am literally now obsessed with. So I got here Monday, or the first day I got here was Sunday, and I wasn't super excited about everything, and I was just kind of feeling like, I didn't really want to leave home, and wasn't in the right attitude at all. But then I just prayed that night. I was like, God, please just like change my attitude and let it be like open up my heart to everything that I knew I was supposed to be here for. And every single day that I've been on the island has been the most incredible day, like I could honestly probably say, of my life. Well, I say that a lot, but okay, it was really amazing. It has been amazing. Monday, I just instantly, like, the Bohemians here are all so friendly, and they all just love you right away, and they, like, are super fun, and they're all, like, your typical, like, okay, that was about to be a total stereotype, but I love black people, it's true. They're so fun. They're totally funner than white people. Anyway, and I just, like, so right off the bat, the first thing that, well, I knew that with dolphin training, I've got this passion in South Africa, watching that dolphin show, and I just knew, like, I had such a God moment, and I was like, this is where God wants me, like, well, no, I didn't know if it was where God wanted me, so I prayed over and over to make it clear, and God literally made it so vivid clear. For example, one morning I was watching the sunrise in Cape Town in Africa, and I was like, God, if this is what you want me to do, like, please just finally just make it so clear and make it so obvious. And literally right when I prayed that, my friend Kenzie was like, Rachel! And I was like, what? Because she was down under me, and she's like, look, dolphins! And she, like, points out to the ocean, and there's, like, 30 dolphins just jumping in the air. And I'm like, I've never even seen 5 dolphins jump in the ocean. Like, oh my gosh, that could not have been a more perfect, clear sign. Thank you, God. So then I realized, like, watching that dolphin show in South Africa, that my heart just, like, melted or not melted, that's not the right word. My heart broke, it didn't break, I don't know, whatever. When this girl from Make-A-Wish Foundation came, and she had a little girl with cancer, and she just wanted to pet a dolphin and swim with a dolphin before she had to die. And I just, watching that, I literally had tears in my eyes. I started crying because I was like, this is so, like, touching. Like, it's just something so little like this. There's not little to her. It, like, made her life. Like, it just made her day, and she was so happy. And just watching people be happy like that makes me so happy. And so every day on this island, just all the tourists you get to meet when they're coming in, and, like, where are you from? And, like, I just love people so much. And I know I'm meant to be with new people, tons of new people every day. Like, yeah, business, whatever. I don't want that at all. I don't have a passion for that. Like, I have a passion for meeting these new people, and I came into this, like, saying, like, God, I hope that you can use me to impact people here, and I haven't even, like, prayed intentionally about that much. Is this still going? I think it's black. Okay, yeah. What? Yeah. And, just prayed that God would use me, and literally the first day, I didn't even bring anything up, but my purity ring, like, even sometimes I think, like, why do I even wear this? Like, yeah, I'm going to keep that promise, but I don't really need to wear the ring to prove that. And the first day, not even within an hour, I'm always with the guys, just naturally, because I'm a freaking bro, and I guess there's nothing to do about that. Girls are okay, but they're whiny. And, well, not all of them. Gosh, ADD, let's go. What did I just say? Oh yeah, this group of, like, 8 guys, they're like, one of them goes, what's that on your ring, you married? And I was like, nope. And they're like, what is that? I was like, it's a purity ring. And they're like, a what? And I was like, a purity ring. And they're like, what does that mean? And I was like, it means I'm not having sex till I'm married. And then they're all these Bohemian men, what? What mother sick dread? No, bae, why are you doing that? Like, just freaking out, like, all their really fun logos, that's not the right word, slang terms, whatever that they have, they're hilarious. And so they're like, well, why? And I'm like, well, because I'm a really strong Christian, it's part of my faith and just a value that I hold with that. And then they're asking me all these questions. The second I say I'm a Christian, then this Vance, I always call him Vance, his name is Vance, but I call him Vance, so he's Vance. And I'm just like, he's like super interested in the fact that I'm a Christian and like, God, we gotta talk more. We gotta talk. And we're super busy. I had to go super casual. I had to go swim with the dolphins. They have training sessions in between like the tourist sessions where they need to practice like behaviors and stuff with the dolphins. So I got to go in with Zoe, who's 4 years old, and she's still practicing the toe push out of the water. So I got to be the one in the water to practice that with her, and like we did it like 8 times until she got it right, and she kept like finding the nudge in my foot. It was so cute. And I have a broken right ankle, so she just went to the left ankle. She went to the right and then knew that and then the second I put it up, knew it was the wrong one, and she went to the left, nudge. And the dolphins are so smart. Literally, they're amazing. And then I had to go practice for a behavior session, and I got to like get the dog. They're like dogs, seriously. The dolphin to like hold my hand and like kiss me. This has already been 6 minutes. Oh my gosh, I was gonna try to wrap this up. This is probably gonna be 15 minutes. Seriously, no way it's gonna be 6. And I got to like dance with the dolphin, and they like kissed me and hugged me, and it just was so cute. Anyways, so we got distracted, and Vance the whole day was like, we gotta have this talk. I'm like, well, let's talk. And then something came up, and then finally he sat down, and Alfonso and Vance are the 2 supervisors, so they're kind of like in charge of a lot, like everything. And they're just telling me he has all these questions about Christianity, and like going on and on about like he's so curious about this and that, but like he grew up in the church, but like is sick of all the Christians telling me. He said he's had conversations with Christians all the time who tell him he's going on a rocket straight to hell. Like, what? I was like, what? What Christian would do that? It made me so like, what the heck? So, and he knows a lot about the Bible. Talking to him, I told him it was encouraging talking to him because it was encouraging me to go learn more about the Bible, because I'm like very, very strong in my faith and my relationship with God, but I lack hardcore on reading the Bible often and knowing scripture. Like, I've learned a lot more being at APU, but I lack that. And he just knew so much. And I've been in these conversations with these people before who question faith, who know the Bible better than I do. So I always feel like crap, what do I say back? But I always hit them back with not hit them back, but I listen to them and whatever, let them talk. And then I say, well, my faith is like very strong in like my relationship with God and like my personal experiences and how I trust and I believe in the unknown, and that's what faith is, and there's emphasis on that. And he was like, yeah, that's like, he just, by the end of the conversation, he's like, we got to get our Facebook info, because I told him that there's a lot of professors at APU who that's what they do, and people everywhere who they study the Bible and they know a lot more answers. You're never going to know all the answers, but they know a lot more. And I told him how when we write a paper at APU, you have to read the verses previous to that or all the verses prior to that verse, and then all the verses in the advance, so that you get the history before, you get the future after, and then you get the present, and then you have to dissect all that like insanely. And it takes time. You have to ask, and I told him that all these questions he's asking, that's what we ask in our papers, to dissect 4 passages. That's what we do. We say, why did this happen? Why would God do that? Who is, like, which God, or whatever. When it says gods, does that mean multiple? Just all these questions that I told him that's normal. Like, that's how you understand the Bible, is you get in that mindset where you're asking, and that's so good. And he's like, he just told me, he's like, wow, like, you are literally, and just by the end of the conversation, like I said, he wants to Facebook or whatever and like Skype someone at home, or a professor at APU, and I know exactly, Miguel Arciniega would love to talk to him, and who could like give him some more answers and give him the right answers, not answers necessarily, but just better than I could do. And he, once again, it went black concerning, oh, here we are, 9 minutes, okay. And then I don't even know, so much happened on Monday. Oh, it was so good. I literally came home and I just got in the car and I was like, I'm obsessed with this. Like, I've never been passionate to learn. Like, I don't like school. I mean, I do. I love people. I like meeting people, socializing. But like, now I want to go learn psychology and like listen to everything and like study it and research it, because that will make me better in the field for dolphins, because dolphins are mammals, whatever, etc. And it just like brought out such a passion in me. So then the next day, Tuesday, he's like, oh, I forgot about Rico. There's so many people. Yesterday, he was like, our conversation yesterday was so good. It was literally a breath of fresh air. Rachel, you are a breath of fresh air, like telling me this and like I love talking to you. You're like so down to earth. You don't have all those layers, and like, not trying to toot my horn right now. I'm literally just saying how encouraging he was to me, like through me trying to encourage him. It's like how you bless someone, you are blessed back 10,000 times more. And just snagged my swimsuit. Oops. And there's something in the bottom of this. There's like a, I don't know what that is. This is my official badge. Rachel, Orchid Dolphin Encounters. How can I help you? Just kidding. I'd never say that. And so that was Vance. We're moving on from Vance. Rico, I met on the ferry the first day. Super cool guy. Speaks really passionate about church history. So I learned about the Azusa revival that I didn't even know existed. Oops. Yeah, I go to school there. Didn't even know what that was. So let's start it today because that's what I'm just on fire about right now. Or maybe I should start a new video on today. Yeah. Whatever. Okay. So I get on the ferry and I always go to the back spot on the ferry because it's in the sun and it's over the rail and you can see the ocean the whole way instead of being like blocked by all the people in the middle. So, and most of the Bohemians don't like to go there because they want the shade and none of them want the sun all the time. So, I just talk with whoever's next to me, like, and that's how I have met these people. Is I just, what's up? And so today it was this guy Sean on my right and Shannon on my left, and they're workers at the island now for the next year. Actually, they told me that at lunch because they're working on the pavement, whatever. So Sean, I don't even know how our conversation started, but he's super cool. He was telling me. Once again, I don't even know how the Lord came up, but it always did in every conversation, and it was so perfect. And he was just like, yeah, I'm like a new guy now, and I guess I know how it came up. I keep asking questions, and I kind of bring it into the conversation, not forcefully, because they tell me about their life, and when they're telling me these hardships, they're kind of already telling me that they're a new person, and I ask, like, how are you a new person? Like, what do you mean? And then I ask them if they, like, are a Christian or if they have a faith, and he's like, basically Sean is, like, trying to... There are people scuba diving out here, and I'm really confused. I keep thinking it's whales. It's people. And he was, like, involved in just bad things at a young age. He's 25 now, and he said he's like, changed his life around. He's really trying hard to live his faith, and I was like, wow, that's so awesome. And, like, this Shannon guy is listening to our whole conversation. Turns out Shannon was in gang violence and, like, really scary, dark things, and kind of telling me about them, and I was just like, and he's like, why do you want to know this anyway? And he's like, no, I don't need to tell you. I don't want to scare you. I was like, you're not scaring me. Like, I want to hear your testimony. This is actually, like, so encouraging, like, to hear. That's how people are encouraged, and that's what you do with your testimony. You share your faith, and that's so cool. And he's just like, you're right. And we started talking about being faithful in a relationship, and he's basically trying to tell me that I don't know, I was so confused, and then at lunch we finally figured out what the heck that was about, because I thought he was saying, well, yeah, if you have a boyfriend, yeah, you're gonna break up eventually. You guys will each find somebody, and I was like, what kind of thing is that to tell a person? Like, what are you saying to me? I was like, oh, thanks for the advice, but bye. Okay, you suck. But so at lunch, I was like, I'll come hang out with you guys at lunch. We have an hour, so I went over there, and we had such a great conversation. It continued, and more of their staff came into our conversation, and they were. Who? Comes where? Okay, sounds good. I'm making my video. It's at like 17 minutes. I'm making my video and it's at like 17 minutes and I meant for it to be 5. Oops. Okay, bye. Yeah, I'm still saying this. It's rolling. Okay, don't know what she said. Yes! And, crap. I don't even know what I just said. Shannon, lunch, all of them. They were just super into the conversation, and they were just, I don't know, they kept encouraging. I just have been encouraged all day by all these people, and I feel like it's exactly what I said. It's a blessing in return, because I have encouraged the crap out of all these people, and it's made me so happy to encourage them, and then what they say back to me is like comments I will remember for the rest of my life. Like this, I don't know, people don't really say that to me on a daily basis. Like every day, these people are like, you are just such a light. You are so happy. You're a person, like I'm like, oh, I love all of you. And they basically said, like, you're the only girl to ever come up and talk to all of us guys while we're working, like ever in our business since we've been doing this for years. I was like, Okay, that's, well, probably most people don't usually come up to your lunch breaks because you're kind of working, but, so that conversation was great. They're there every day for the next, that I'm here, so I'm probably going to hang out with them at lunches, not all the time, because I kind of just hang out with everyone at lunch and go swimming or whatever. On the way home from the ferry today, what is this at? On the way home, this guy, so Winston, I know Winston from Dolphin Encounters, only 15 minutes, let's go 20. And Winston, and I was on the back of the ferry. Winston always comes to the back, gives me a nug, sits down next to me, whatever. And this other guy's like, Winston, introduce me to your friend. And unfortunately, a lot of these conversations start with them asking me if I have a boyfriend, and then from there it goes into just wherever it goes. But that's, I don't know, it's not a bad thing. It's, I guess, a good thing. It's been a good thing. And so he's like, Rachel, and I'm like, wow, your handshake is, he was literally cracking my knuckles on my hand. It is such a firm handshake. I did not like it. I was like, how? Nice to meet you. He's like, are you Asian? I was like, no, you're killing me. And he was like just randomly like making these beats, and I was like, hey, and he started rapping, and he's like got this whole good rap, and I'm like, what the heck? Wow, you're actually like really good. He's like, I'm an artist, and Winston's like, yeah, he's a hip hop rap artist. I was like, what do you mean? I'm like, then what are you doing here? He's like, well, I do maintenance, but he's like open for Lil Wayne and Drake and all these people, and my view on rap is that I don't like it. I'm like, ugh, rap, gross, noise to my ears, no thank you. All it's talking about drugs and crap. So I told him, I was like, are your lyrics like deep? Are they good? Or are you just talking about all this other crap that all these other people talk about? And he goes, well, what do you mean? And I was like, well, that's why I don't like rap, is it's just all about, all I hear is drugs and gangs and sex. And he goes, well, Rach, that's our experience. That's, or not our, he's speaking for himself. He goes, I write on my experiences. And he shows me this scar from his palm all the way up here. Did I already say this? No, I didn't. About, he got, and like shot up. Like he jumped out of something with this huge cocaine deal and got shot, boom, 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 all down the arm. And his arm was, whatever, horrible. It's this huge scar. And so I'm just like, wow. And he, and he was just like telling me that his lyrics are based off of his past and like how he's lived, like just experiences he has gone through. And I was like, well, how are those going to impact other people? Like, what, I guess I just don't get rap. And he was like, well, I'm trying to empower the youth today and the people in gangs today to listen to my words and listen to my deep meaning and know that it's like, it can all turn around. And I was like, what do you mean it can turn around? He goes, well, I turned my life around. I gave my life to the Lord. And I was like, yeah, you did. And I was just so excited to hear that because it hadn't come up in the conversation yet. Or maybe I asked, do you ever mention, I don't know. I asked if he mentioned the Lord in his songs because he said he has a new heart and blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, yeah, of course I do. And I was like, well, that is actually really cool. So I have kind of a new, and still won't listen to rap, but I have a new perspective of it because it is, and I said, well, people always say it's experiences, so it's good music, and I'm like, but, yeah, so this guy has opened for, like, Lil Wayne and all these people, and I was like, well, is Lil Wayne a Christian? Like, how are you impacting, like, I don't know, I was just like, how do you want to impact the people? And he's like, by the way they see a life changing around, that's a testimony in itself. And I was like, amen to that. And he was just such a, like, a breath, like, the light, blah, blah, whatever. And we were, like, making a 5-minute interview on my phone, like, Rachel, you're recording, so, tell us how you feel about that, Billy. And, like, it was super funny. And the whole boat at one point is, like, laughing at a comment we made, and it was just so fun. Like, we got the whole ferry, who people probably usually don't talk to half the people on that boat, and they're all laughing, like, probably 70 of us, and I'm so bad at guessing numbers. Does the boat hold 70 people? Yeah. Top and bottom floor, yeah. And we also drove past a couple on the beach, and they were literally in the water, butt naked, doing it. So the whole ferry cheered that one on. That was awkward and uncomfortable, but it was actually hilarious. And wow, I should probably end it instead of trying to make it continue. But this has just been such an amazing experience. I have such a passion for all of this, and I want to take dolphin training and partner with Make-A-Wish or something like that to be the trainer who gets to be with these amazing kids who, like, have their life. I don't know. They just, all they're going through in this sicknesses that they have, and to be the one giving them this temporary joy that actually like means a lot to them with the dolphins, because dolphins are so cute. They're so perfect, and just I feel like I could really impact kids, and I really want to be with tourists too, because I love meeting new people, and we're at 20 minutes and 10 seconds, so 5 minutes, that wasn't really a thing. I'm just going to stop it, and I'm going to make a shorter video each day. Or I could do topics. This is like general. My next topic could be, yeah, we'll get there. Okay, no one's going to watch this but myself. I don't know who I'm talking to. Maybe my mom and dad will. Mom, dad, anybody? Okay, grandma, grandpa? Okay, seriously, shut up. Okay, love, peace, happiness in the world. Love, dolphins, God. 1, 2, 3.